Thank you so much for doing this with me.
You know I love doing it with you.
I notice myself having a nervous laugh.
Is that a nervous laugh?
Yeah, that's a nervous laugh. When it's a little louder and a little more forced than I normally laugh. And I guess there's like there's a fear of the media in me. There's a fear of being seen in a new way. I've done so many videos on my own, and that's fine. I'm comfortable with that. But doing videos with my wonderful partners is new to me, and it involves all kinds of being out of the comfort zone on so many levels.
That sounds pretty juicy. Do you want to do a dyad on that right now?
Sure. Yeah. Why not?
What should the question be, or the instruction for the dyad? What makes you uncomfortable?
What are you afraid of?
What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? That's a big topic.
Yeah. What are you afraid of?
What are you afraid of in doing videos?
Doing videos and being seen?
Being seen. What are you afraid of in being seen?
Yeah.
Oh, let's do that. That's
Okay.
got some energy for me too.
Yeah, good. That's great.
Would you like to go first?
Sure.
Do you want to explain the process to our studio audience? May I?
Yes, please explain the process.
So this is a simple dyad process, which it's a formal communication technique between two people. That's why it's a dyad. And there is a listening role and a speaking role, sometimes called the receiving role and the speaking role. And as the receiver, which I'll go first, I'll receive first, and Meta will speak first, okay? As the receiver, I have simple instructions. It's to listen to her, listen to your partner as deeply as you can, with your body, with your heart, and with your ears. It's not a conversation. I'm not sitting and going, yeah, I know what you mean. Oh, that happened to me. No, that's not what this is. This is a formal communication technique where all I'm going to say to her is, thank you. And thank you means I hear you. It doesn't mean I agree with you. It doesn't mean anything. Thank you means it's a way of saying I'm still listening. And if she starts to ramble a little bit, I might say, summarize that. And if she starts to go too quiet, I might say it louder. I think those are all the instructions, right? Say it louder, clarify that.
Repeat that.
We can use that one. Usually it's clarify.
Clarify that. Yeah,
Clarify
okay.
that.
Yeah, okay. We haven't done it in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's thank you mostly, and then clarify that, summarize that, or say it louder.
Say it louder. That's the one. Yeah, say it louder.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful. We've used that a few times.
Surprising with us. And then, so it can be timed, or it can be just until you feel complete, in which case the speaker can just give the instruction back to the listener, and that's a way of changing very simply. So let's try that. So I'll give you the instruction first,
Yeah.
and then we'll do the dyad until you're ready to switch, and you'll give me the instruction.
Okay.
Are you ready to begin?
I'm ready to begin. Thank you.
Okay. I'm forgetting the exact wording of the thing. Usually I write it down, right? So was it?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
The wording's important to me. So
Yeah.
it was, how are you afraid of being seen? Or tell me about being afraid of being seen?
That could work. Tell me about the fear of being seen.
Okay.
That's good, isn't
that's
it?
good.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
great.
yeah.
You're good with words.
And we both are. But this is part of the process as well, right? Finding the right question to ask. Sometimes you need to nudge it just a little bit. So, yeah.
Yeah. A friend of mine used to say that you find the right question, you're 80% of the way to the answer.
Yeah, beautiful.
Okay. So, tell me about your fear of being seen.
my fear of being seen is an old story, an old story, because I grew up in a family where I wasn't seen, and being seen meant that you were flawed and deemed unworthy or unlikable.
Thank you.
Only my father was to be seen. So I have fear of being seen, and I've worked a lot of that fear, on that fear in different areas of my life. And right here, it comes up again. Because I'm showing a part of my life to the world that I can be judged on.
Thank you.
I can be judged for the way I look, the way you look, the way we sound, what we say, for doing it. Oh my God, they're so narcissistic. They assume that we want to sit here and watch them, or that's just stupid, or you're doing it wrong, or you know, there are 1,000 ways we could be judged by people, and we probably will be. And normally, I have worked through that fear, and I don't care what people think about me or us. I know that I love you, and I feel whole and wonderful in this relationship and what we are and that what we have. And it's just coming up again a little, just poking its head up like, ooh, you can be judged. People can have an opinion. Oh, and here's Ginger, the cat. So my fear is very much about being judged, and the purpose for me in life is to create value. Part of my purpose in this world is to create value for other people, to take some of what I have gone through, or the tools that I've used, or who I am, and run with it and make it their own, mold it into something that they can use in their life. And I have a fear that this is useless, that this is not valuable for others.
Thank you.
I think that's what I have in me for now.
Thank you.
Are you ready to be asked the question?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me about your fear of being seen.
I've got an old story of not being lovable, not being attractive, not being worth seeing. So my fear that somebody looks closely at me, the fear is that they will see the real me and no longer love me.
Thank you.
So I'm afraid that you will see me and go, oh, what the fuck? Who is this? And why did I think that I loved him?
Thank you.
And that extends to the broader, we're filming this right now, and I'm aware of that. And I'm a people pleaser, less so than I used to be. Again, evolving, growing, doing the work. But there's still an old story of I have to make others feel good, and I have to be what other people want me to be. And so there's a fear of being judged. Who am I to sit here and show the world this intimate moment?
Thank you.
I'm wasting their time. So there's a fear of, it's a fear of judgment, exactly what it is. A fear that, and it's interesting how just talking about this makes it less so, right?
Yeah. Thank you.
Tell me about your fear of being seen.
Who am I to think that what I have to give the world and show the world is of any value to anyone. Why don't I just go and keep quiet and hide away in a corner of the world without showing who I am, without telling people what I know, without sharing my knowledge? It is useless. I am not worth looking at. I am not worth listening to. I am uninteresting. I am insignificant. Yeah, that's it. I'm insignificant. And when people see me, they will realize how insignificant I am. And they will see it and they will call it out. And I'll have to go hide in a corner for the rest of my life.
Thank you. Clarify that.
I'm afraid of being deemed useless and insignificant and worthless.
Thank you.
And part of me believes that that is true, that that is who I am. Part of me still believes it's tiny, a tiny part of me, but a tiny part of me still believes that is true.
Thank you.
Tell me about your fear of being seen.
What's coming up for me is an image of me at 6 or 8 years old. This shy, red-headed, skinny, small kid in a household of turmoil and conflict, and I wasn't adding to the scenario. I didn't add value. I was something that had to be dealt with or ignored mostly. So just speaking freely about that, what it feels like is that's what's normal. Don't be seen. What's safe? Yeah, it's safe because it's familiar. As long as I stay invisible, I'm safe. As soon as I get noticed, then maybe I will get a harsh word or a criticism, or the only time I get noticed is to be criticized or told to be quiet.
Thank you.
So maybe there's that echo of that, is that I don't want to be seen just because it's not familiar, it's not normal, it's not right. It's not my place.
Thank you. Can you clarify that? It's not your place. Can you clarify that?
The old story is that I am to be seen and not heard, or that's the little saying about kids, to be seen and not heard, and really it means to not even seen, like seen from a distance, or sit there and shut up. So there's an old story that I am safer when I hide from the world.
Thank you.
And I'm just having an image of me in my bed with the covers over, in probably a fetal position of, oh, now I feel safe. And that's a very real feeling of that really happened, maybe probably more than once. That here now, no one can see me, no one can hear me, I can't hear them maybe, and it's now I feel safe. So that hiding in that cocooning as a way to block out the world, and that's the only place that was safe for me.
Thank you.
Would you like to keep going, or is that enough for now?
I think that's enough for now. a lot of stuff is coming up, but it's a different question. It's an answer to a different question. So maybe we can do another dyad about that later.
Would you like to say the question out loud so we can try to remember it? Or do that later?
How did you protect yourself in growing up in a chaotic home?
Wow, do I feel that? That's a beautiful
Right.
question, yeah. Oh yeah, let's write that down, okay.
Yeah. Because I'm listening to you and going, yep.
How did you protect yourself?
Yeah.
Or how do you protect yourself? Whichever,
Yeah.
That might be more powerful.
Yeah.
And the beauty of this, I'm going to turn towards the camera for a sec, okay?
Yeah.
So the beauty of this process too is that she's giving me an instruction, but I can respond however the fuck I want. There's no wrong answers, right? I don't have to answer the question. So if she says, how do you protect yourself? I can talk about anything that I want, right?
This is your space.
Yeah. So it's whatever that question might trigger in me that can come up. So it's a beautiful, beautiful process, a simple dyad.
And I think what comes up for me when you say that is that a lot of the communication tools that I have been using and that we have been using together is communication tools that is very much about creating a space for the other, creating a safe space to listen and be with whatever's inside you, which is something that our culture is so bad at. Right? Oh my God.
Right. And it's such a gift, right? I don't know who said it. For some reason I'm thinking Oprah, but saying that, the biggest thing that we all want is to be heard, to be listened to. And when we do our re and I talk about what I want to feel loved from you, often it's relating to be listened to and heard, and creating space in our conversation for that, right? So creating this formal process has so many levels of love in it for me, because it's like, oh yeah, we're taking the time to work on us, hooray.
Yes.
And then, I get to listen to you and get to know you better, and hold that space for you in a loving way. And then you listen to me deeply, and you're not checking your phone, and you're not thinking about something else, you're not cooking a meal at the same time. All you're doing is listening to me. And that's so wonderful for me.
For me as well. It's a beautiful, beautiful tool, and I'm so appreciative that when very early on in the relationship you suggested that we do dyads and the re, which is our Sunday morning check-in, and I really appreciate that. It's one of the things that makes me feel loved and make me feel that we're in this together, like we're a team and we're doing this together.
In partnership.
Yeah, the partnership.
The word I use a lot.
Yeah, we're taking it seriously, and of course we have a lot of fun besides that. That's important to say, but this is part of taking it seriously.
Born to be alive.
Alive! Born to be alive! Be alive!
Be alive. Born to be alive.
Born to be alive!
What is this life?
This life.
Ah.
Yeah. So beautiful. Thank you for doing this with me.
Thank you. That's wonderful.
And thank you for being here and witnessing it and taking whatever you can from it and run with it.
Wait, are we going to actually publish this? Delete!